thinking about several things. One of the things that I want to get back to the script in a minute and then talk a little bit more about your vision for this. As a writer, and that's my primary, I would say, calling in regards to creating. I'm always open and excited by nuances within a script that stand out that really, really catch. And I'm still learning how to format scripts and things like that. So how that translates to the screen, to me, is very interesting. When I read a script, think, okay, how would somebody make that come to life, and what is their vision for that?
I ran into an old friend from high school at a job interview today. She's the kind of friend that tells you everything within the first 5 minutes, so she kind of wrote me into her stuff recently.
Barbara back at it again.
I have told you about it.
Yeah.
You already have a play. I bet most actors would be grateful for that, okay? I just don't think it's practical that you're getting a third job.
I want to step back for just a moment about Blackout, because I think that's really important in terms of the depth of your or the range of your skills as a director. And one of the reasons why, quite frankly, when I heard you were working on this project, I don't know you that well, but I had come off watching Blackout, and I was like, all right, Sean's going to be Michael Bay. You're going to be up there just making one after another of these hit action movies. I'm going to be spending all my money, Mission Impossible, all that stuff, watching these shows. Just for the rest of you. So Nicole, who was the lead in Blackout, I was in a Duke University film with her. We acted, and I met her, and I was just like blown away. She's like way past anything I could bring to the table for acting. And then Paula, who was her foil in that movie, is with Argonne Corps combat choreography, and my daughter Caitlin had gone to one of their seminars down in Wilmington, and so I had come to appreciate both. So I was like, well, I know these people. I really want to learn about this film. What you did with that, though, Sean, and what I learned about your vision and how you brought that forth, that's a whole universe in and of itself. And so it would have been really easy, and I understand you probably got some other things you're working on. Most creatives have multiple projects, but like I was like, all right, when's the full length coming and all that? But then I saw you're doing this film. And I was like, all right, well, there's got to be a reason. And so you've explained some of that. What is it about a romanticized comedy that appeals to you in this point in your career?
So I am one of those people that just watches dozens of movies, and I love so many different genres. I don't live in just one. So even though Blackout is something that I really love to do, and it was a great experience, I want to make sure as an artist that I can tell stories of all genres. I want to be able to go into comedy. I want to be able to go into dramas. I want to do sci-fi one day. And I don't want to be in some kind of box. So with OUTERBOUND, again, it was always in my head that I wanted to make this movie. And even as we were finishing up Blackout, I started reworking that script and starting to find talent and putting those audition opportunities out there. But yeah, the things that appeal to me about a romanticized comedy is like I've seen a lot of romantic comedies. I've seen a lot of coming of age stories. What I wanted to bring to this was a style similar where it's not quite a drama, it's not quite a comedy, but it has this kind of lens that you look at everything where the city you're living in is its own character. It's beautiful. The moments between people you kind of like extra romanticize, and also kind of keep it light. And I think that's something that I fell in love with watching movies, and I want to bring that to this project.
That's great. I'm thinking Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, some of these other like classic, rom-com, I guess is another phrase for it. And I always enjoy that. And I think there's some movies that can do that very, very well. And I think that there seems to be difficulty for directors to be able to switch, almost ambidextrous, if you will, to be able to switch from the intense action movie to the stylized drama, and as you were talking about the serious points, but also the light and capturing the heart of the environment that you're in.